Does anybody know who Mike Coppinger is and how he came to be such a so-called expert in combat sport? When I try to look him up online, I can't find a bio. Like typically you can find, somebody's date of birth, where they grew up, what schools they went to, etc. But there's none of that type of typical biographical information on Mike Coppinger. All it says that he went to a college, he then got hired to do journalism, and then got hired by, I guess, ESPN to cover combat sport. But my question is, whenever there's a journalist covering combat sport, how do they acquire their background knowledge in combat sport? What qualifies them to be able to evaluate and analyze fights and fighters' performances? If I felt that Mike Coppinger was such an outstanding journalist, I probably wouldn't be posing this question, but I was really underwhelmed by his interviews with all the fighters for the ring prior to this big Fatal Fury clash May 2nd. I felt that Coppinger he wasn't even asking questions. He was making statements to have the fighter respond. And the statements he was making were just really like, he sounded more like a fanboy than he did like a journalist. And that to me is always a big warning sign that this journalist, in quotations, is not really there to do any truth finding or to help reveal anything about the fight or the fighter. They're just there trying to curry favor with the fighter. And I really feel like that's Mike Coppinger's sort of inside track to combat sport. He was able to get a lot of so-called breaking news, and that would be because he's got contacts within the boxing world who were willing to give him information before it was officially released to the general public. I mean, that is great if you're going to remain a print journalist, or now it would be like electronic, but if you're going to just type words and post them on a website, I think that's fine. It's great you've got those inside tracks, but you can't carry that over to in-person interviews on screen like he tried to do with Ryan, Rowley, Devin, and Teo. Given all the buildup that's being put into this Fatal Fury card, I really felt that Coppinger fell way short of the mark. My final point with him is that he always looks like he has a dirty diaper on. He's got this weird expression on his face, and that's what it reminds me of. Sorry. I do work with young people sometimes, and yeah, little kids will make a funny little face when they got something going on with their diaper. Overall, I feel like Mike Coppinger just needs some serious coaching in terms of his on-camera questioning and his on-camera appearance. Let me know if you have any biographical information on Mike Coppinger. I think it's notable in its absence that we can't find any basic info about him.